This is For The Win from 29 from the right hash. Kuz kick is good. Here is Durant for the win. James for the win. It's gone. LeBron James at the buzzer.
Trae was in a weaker conference, though.
Okay.
Y'all said Luka got a better team.
Right.
At first, that was the narrative. Luka got a better team.
I mean, I never heard that narrative. So
No, that was definitely the narrative.
That was definitely the
Luka had the better team, and Trae
Right.
did it. And then literally,
while they were trash.
yeah, and literally 1 year later,
we was in
Yeah.
we was in the
In the
Eastern
finals.
Conference Finals with the same exact team,
Mhm.
basically, with maybe an addition of Lou Williams. Or
I just think Luka's a better player. That's all.
I think we won.
Like, I don't think.
He wouldn't have fit in Atlanta anyway.
Nah, bro. Trae is right for the city, bro.
Yeah.
I think Luka will have a lot of swag in Atlanta. I do.
No, bro. We don't.
The Danilo Gallinari, like
But he's not the
as
star.
yeah,
though.
that forefront. Like,
They don't brand Galley. They brand Ice Trae. Come on
I'm
now.
saying, what we gonna do with Luka, bro?
When you ride around the city and you see billboards, you don't see Galley up there. You see Trae.
and
Yeah,
you would
Trae
see
Young's in the
and you
commercial
would see
with Chris Paul.
Luka.
You would see Luka, but we wouldn't cling on to Luka like we do Trae.
Trae is our Mike Vick.
Yeah.
He's our Mike Vick.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
You
and y'all wasn't gonna win with Mike Vick either. So
We definitely would have won with Mike Vick. What are you
You're
talking about, bro?
crazy.
You crazy as
You're crazy.
the year that went to jail, bro. They built the team and run, bro. We had the coach, bro. Like
Oh, you're crazy.
he's
We would have
crazy.
won at least one.
we
Super
would have
Bowl.
won
I don't know. He was there for how long?
6 years, not
Bro,
that long.
You're
6
crazy.
years, bro. Oh,
6
oh,
years is like
it's not that long of a time, bro. Matt Ryan's been there for 15 years.
You're crazy. You are
I
out
don't
of
think
your
y'all know.
mind, Wilson.
He crazy. As
I never.
Yeah.
No, bro. I used to always play with the Falcons on Madden, like everyone else with Vic. I never watched them and felt like, all right, this is like. Even when y'all went to the NFC title game against the Eagles, I was like, they're not gonna win.
What's up with this guy, bro?
We gotta have
This man right
topic
here.
on that.
Vic
one
wasn't,
day.
bro. Vic wasn't that guy. But if you want to have that talk, we can have that
Jesus Christ, we gonna say that one for another day.
talk. Vic,
'Cause
bro.
I'm tired, but
Michael,
Bro,
Vick
that
was not,
bro.
Watch this. Watch this. Watch this.
What you
Lamar
about to say?
Jackson. I take Lamar Jackson over Michael Vick.
no,
I would not take. Actually, bro, I
No.
would too.
I would.
But that's not a slight on Mike Vick though.
I'm not
It's Lamar
saying it is.
Jackson. He
I
won
would
the
take. I would
MVP,
take.
dog. But yeah, I would take Lamar over Vick. But
I'm saying
that-
because
it's
when I
like
say that,
it's like
no, when I say that to a lot of Atlanta people, they react like he did.
no. I think Vic can read defenses way better than Lamar. I mean, Lamar talent wise is right there with Vic, but no, he can't read defense as well.
Vic didn't know the playbook.
He didn't know
And
the
he
playbook,
admitted it.
and yeah, I mean, but that was his downfall, though.
Yeah.
That was his only downfall, and he was at times he was inaccurate, right? But he had a gun,
I was about to say he had a gun, but he was inaccurate.
yeah. I mean, Lamar hasn't
man.
Lamar haven't proven that he's very accurate either, though. Like,
he's gotten better.
yeah,
Every year's improving.
yeah. I think if the dog situation with Vic never happened, I think we would have at least had one, at least.
I think Michael Vick is like Allen Iverson. I think he's very iconic to the city he was in,
Yeah,
and he was a cultural phenomenon. But I wouldn't want him to be my franchise player. I wouldn't want AI or Michael Vick. Highly entertaining, but I would not want them to be
Jesus.
my franchise player. I just would.
okay.
You take Allen Iverson?
You would take.
I would not. I don't want Allen Iverson as my franchise player. I would love if he was on my team. I would love to watch him play, and I would.
I'd rather him over Dirk.
No.
Dog, I'd rather him over Dirk, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I can relate to AI, but nah,
That's what I'm
I'd take
saying,
Dirk.
man. I don't.
Russell Westbrook is another one.
Yeah.
cultural, you know.
I love Russell Westbrook, but nah, I don't. Yeah, not as my franchise player.
No.
I can't win a championship with him. He'll put butts in seats.
Yeah.
He'll sell tickets.
Yeah, but there's some guys that, like, if you're on the playground, yeah, I'll pick this person before I pick this person. But then, like, in the league, it's different. We had this talk in one of my group chats. They were like, start, bench, and cut. They had Chris Paul, Steve Nash, and Russell Westbrook. I'm cutting Russell Westbrook.
Yeah. And you said who else? Steve Nash
and Chris Paul. I'm starting Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Bench Steve Nash and cut Russell Westbrook. Yeah. Now, if we on the playground, I'm picking Russell Westbrook first. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Easy.
I agree. Well, let's get into this.
Was this already recording?
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah.
That was good material.
That was the episode.
We were kind of cussing, though. Like,
oh, shit, we probably were. Well, you've blocked out cursing before, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that whistle was like, no. But nah, man, let's get into this hot topic.
Right. Ben Simmons trade. Ben Simmons, James Harden finally happened. So what y'all think? What's on your mind? Who you think won the trade, Corey?
Oh, we just jumping right on in.
Oh, might as well, bro.
Let's go.
Hey, I don't think. Okay, if I had to pick who got better, I'm gonna say the Nets. Mm-hmm. But I don't think either team is gonna result in winning a championship. Okay. I still got the Bucks taking it home. I think the Nets getting Seth Curry was, I think, a huge thing for them. Adding to their shooting roster, because who knows when Joe Harris is going to come back, and then having a big man.
Yeah, like, finally got a big man.
Yeah, having a big man like, hey, I love my big mans, man. Shout out to Andre Drummond. I think that was huge to solidify that center position. And I think the Nets got fleeced too. I mean, the 76ers got fleeced out of 2 first-round picks.
Yes.
For them to go
unprotected 2022.
Yeah, for them to go into the situation say, hey, I want a first-round pick, and then they end up giving away 2 first-round picks was kind of weird to me. But, yeah, I'm going to go with the Nets.
Yeah, I think the 76ers lost the trade. I think both teams got better.
Yeah.
I think the Nets got considerably better. I think if you're the 76ers, giving away Drummond, you're giving away Seth, and, of course, Simmons and 2 picks, I think you got to get Patty Mills back.
Yeah.
You got to get Patty Mills back, or you got to get some type of pick. Because you got James Harden, Paul Millsap. I think they're planning to buy Paul Millsap out. We'll see. But, Daryl Morey, a lot of people were critical in terms of how he was playing this whole situation. I think he did the right thing waiting for the right move to where they can get a player that is, a game changer, franchise changing type player in James Harden. However, again, if you're giving up Seth and Drummond, you got to get more in return in terms of bodies. So I think the Nets won the trade. However, we still don't know what they're going to look like. We don't know what the spacing is going to look like with Simmons, Durant, Kyrie. We don't know what type of offense it's going to run. However, it's very promising. I will say that.
It is promising, but I still have questions about it. And I'll let you go, Anton, before I get into my question.
Oh, go. What's your question, bro? What's your question?
Just from a Nets perspective, right? Mm-hmm. We don't know what's going on with Kyrie, the whole vaccination standpoint.
So with that, New York just put out something earlier today saying they're lifting that restriction about indoor businesses, you need a vaccine. Like they're lifting that. So I don't know how that's going to affect the Nets going forward. But I saw that headline today. I was like, that's interesting.
Okay. And then, the whole Ben Simmons situation, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's great, right? He's a all-star, I should say. Yeah, I wouldn't say a superstar. He's an all-star. But he did get exposed the last time we saw him. The last time we saw him play basketball, he was being exposed by my Atlanta Hawks. And, and I think...
Yeah, go
ahead. We're going to see how well of a coach Steve Nash truly is. I think this is going to really expose him because I know a lot of talk was, when he first got that coaching job, he didn't have any coaching experience. And we're really going to see, what are you going to do with Ben Simmons when it comes down to the playoffs and the game gets shorter, we're playing half-court defense and it gets late in the game and they go to hack a Ben. What are you going to do? How are you going to adjust? Are you going to play him? Are you not going to play him? With the Kyrie situation, I know you brought up the new law or mandate or whatever, but for right now, all I can go off of is what's in place right now. So if Kyrie's not playing on home game, so if we're at a home game and Kyrie isn't playing, and then we're late in the game and they're hacking the bin, all I got is KD to rely on.
You got Seth.
Yeah, you do have Seth. Yeah.
He's not a creator. He's not going to create offense.
So I just have some questions on the Nets perspective.
Yeah, but see, the pressure's not on Ben. I think everybody can acknowledge that the pressure's not going to be on Ben to score. The 76ers needed Ben to score, and he didn't. Now if Kyrie's out, that's one thing. But if you got Kyrie and KD in, Ben can just cover the opposing player's best, the opposing team's best player, and focus on playmaking. There's a possibility that you can go small with KD, Ben Simmons, have Kyrie in, have Seth in, and then Bruce Brown or whatever at your 3 or 1. There's a lot of versatility now because in KD and Ben Simmons what 6'10", KD's 7 feet to me. He says he's 6'11", but you got 2 6'10" to 7 foot guys that can create, that can dribble, that can defend. There's the we don't know what's gonna happen side, but there's also there's a lot of possibility side. And now they have a rebounder in Drummond. He's not much of a shot blocker, but he grabs a lot of offensive rebounds. He's gonna keep things alive. So, the possibilities are endless for the Nets.
I just see that coming up against a big, strong Milwaukee Bucks team, and it's not gonna pan out.
Yeah, no. Right now, for me, I still have the Bucks as the favorite in the East.
I think the Brooklyn, it's not their year this year. I think these moves were made for a next year run. I don't think their run is this year.
I don't think Steve Nash is that guy to coach this team.
Yeah, I don't either.
But so let's talk Sixers. In theory, you got a whole lot of talent in Embiid, who's my MVP right now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then you got James Harden,
Man,
who can score and can play make. But how is that going to look like? What kind of offense are they going to run that's going to get the best out of both of those guys? Because last time we saw Harden with a star big man was Dwight Howard, and that didn't really plan out. Harden is capable of being a really good point guard. But I feel like he'll do it for as long as maybe half a season, and then he goes into dribble mode, and the offense is stagnant. So I'm interested to see what type of offense Doc Rivers runs. Doc Rivers, who is not a top 15 coach of all time. I'm interested to see what they do, because now if you have Harden on the court with Matisse Thybulle, who great defender, but defense is going to play off of him. Defense is going to play off of him. Danny Green's a shooter, but he's not going to have the gravity that Seth Curry had. So I'm wondering if the court's going to be a little bit smaller than usual. So I'm interested to see how it works out.
I don't think it works out.
Yeah.
I don't think it works out.
I think it might.
Define not working out, though.
I don't even think they would make it to the NBA Finals. I don't think they can ever get out of the East. And I think because Embiid, like you said, Embiid is my MVP right now, and he's ball dominant. And so now you bring in another ball dominant James Harden who can, play that point guard. And I get, that the whole pick and roll, that'll be crazy. And they'll have some success with that. But at the
Harden
same
and Embiid pick and roll is kind of nasty.
Yeah, it will be very nasty. But I think when it comes down to it, and B want that ball in the post. Like, give me the ball. Like this is my town, right? And will Harden be able to come in and allow this to be his town? And I know you kind of have to when you get traded to a team that already has a superstar.
The problem with Harden is when he doesn't have the ball, he's useless.
Yeah.
There's nothing happening off ball when Harden does not have the ball.
He's just gonna stand.
He's standing around half court.
Yeah.
So that's a concern. But also the pick and roll and how Harden breaks down defenses and gets lots of assists and all the triple doubles, like it's great in the regular season. Mm-hmm. But once it gets to the postseason where you're seeing the same team day after day after day and they have a chance to game plan for it, it's not as successful. And I think every year he wears down. He wears down from having the ball constantly. So,
and then the phrase of believe who they are, when they, say who they are, right?
Yeah, he showed us who he is.
He showed us who he is. James Harden has played with some of the all-time greats of our time.
His entire career.
Yeah, his entire career, and he has not succeeded. So what evidence have I seen thus far that's going to prove anything different?
Okay.
Yeah, we thought the Nets was a shoe-in, automatic. But then again, he was playing with another ball-dominant play. Well, two other ball-dominant players, in KD and Kyrie. Well, 16 games to.
I was gonna say they only play 16.
Yeah, I'm about to say the sample size is small, but
I think conventional wisdom tells us if they all stayed healthy last year, they were gonna win the title. I agree with everything you just said about James Harden, but on the other side, he had to play the Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant. Mm-hmm. So like if KD doesn't go to the Warriors, I think that Chris Paul, James Harden, Rockets team could beat LeBron in the finals and could have potentially beat the Warriors. But overall, wow, Phoenix is up 17 on the Bucks. They've opened it up. Overall,
that's what she said.
Overall, yeah, we don't know. We don't know that James Harden's style can win a title. So we'll see what's up with Philly. But I definitely think they did not get enough back in return, and I can't wait till they play together.
I have
to
one
play
more.
Each other.
Yeah, I have one more thing going back to the Nets. Do you guys think KD is regretting going to Brooklyn?
Man, watching him today on TNT with Chuck and Kenny, man, watching him, he had such a disappointing look on his face. Like he looked in such disarray.
Yeah, like
he was like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be on TV right now. I don't even want to play basketball right now.
I regret coming to Brooklyn. I should have stayed in Golden State. I had something good.
I feel like a lot of times that's just his demeanor, though. Like if you watch a lot of his, ever since he left OKC, really, like a lot of times his demeanor is kind of like, I don't care. They ask him a question.
But even
nah, bro.
Even beyond the draft earlier tonight,
which is hilarious.
Would you just not regret just leaving Golden State at this point?
Do I think Kevin Durant regrets leaving Golden State? I don't. I think he regrets joining Kyrie in Brooklyn. The reason I say that is because he was never going to be happy in Golden State because it was Steph's team, and they won before him, and he acts like he doesn't care about his legacy and what people think, but obviously he's making certain decisions for certain reasons. So I think for him, he got his 2 rings, he got 2 Finals MVPs, and Steph Curry was still more beloved than him. And if we're gonna be honest, while Kevin Durant was on the Warriors, teams still game planned to stop Steph Curry. Steph Curry was the key to the offensive system. Kevin Durant got to play one-on-one. So do I think he regrets leaving Golden State? Maybe a part of him does, but I think there was no other, way to go about it. He had to go somewhere else and see if he could build his own championship team.
Valid.
Thank you for joining us on the For The Win Vodcast.
Make sure you follow us on IG at For The Win Vodcast, on YouTube at For The Win, on Apple Music, on Spotify. We are everywhere.
For the win. And we out.
Peace.
Yes, sir.